If you're struggling with weight issues, odds are you're insulin resistant. This bad body chemistry puts you at risk of a multitude of health problems, starting with big bellies and minor irritations like acne, to life-changing conditions such as type 2 diabetes, all the way through to deadly heart attacks. The fundamental problem in someone who is insulin resistant is that the key cells don't respond to insulin. Instead of swinging the glucose gates open to allow sugar molecules to move inside, the glucose gates remain shut, and sugar levels rise, requiring the release of more insulin to get the job done. Eventually, the job does get done, but a person who is insulin resistant is swimming in insulin. But where is the insulin? It's assumed that the truckloads of insulin being pumped out by the pancreas are arriving at individual cell doors, and that these cells are not listening. Muscle cells, liver cells, and fat cells are held responsible for resisting the calls of insulin. But are they to blame? What if insulin is not at the cell's door? What if it's still on the road? Join us for this episode of Better Body Chemistry TV as we consider whether insulin resistance is a delivery problem, not a hearing problem. Better Body Chemistry TV is brought to you by Dr. Sandy, a scientist turned gremlin buster, helping you battle sugar gremlins, heifer lumps, and other health horribles through better body chemistry. Remember, small things can make a big difference to your health. The pancreas works hard to pump insulin out as soon as the liver cries out that a whole lot of sugar has just been delivered. The insulin is packaged up and sent on its way. Individual packages are dropped into the blood supply. From here, the insulin is circulated all around the body, and every cell in the body gets serviced by the pancreas. But the cells surrounding the blood vessels have to serve up the insulin. Insulin has to get out of the blood and into the space surrounding individual cells, the interstitial spaces. Despite insulin's reputation as a bit of a bully, under normal physiological conditions, it cannot force itself between these cells. It has to be carried across by the endothelial cells that line the blood vessels. The process is known as transendothelial transport, and it is this that determines how quickly insulin works or doesn't. And this process depends on nitric oxide. This is what a group of researchers from the University of Virginia Health System discovered. Using radio-labeled insulin, the team tracked the passage of insulin across bovine endothelial cells in a lab dish. They found that this process only happened in the presence of nitric oxide. So what? The endothelial cells lining blood vessels make nitric oxide for a living. They have to. Nitric oxide is the chemical that regulates blood flow. It controls just how wide or narrow a blood vessel is. So insulin should be able to move through. Unfortunately, when the endothelial cells are under the weather, they struggle to produce nitric oxide. So what makes these cells feel under the weather? Well, they're particularly susceptible to high sugar levels and oxidative stress. Oh dear. it's a catch-22. High sugar levels need more insulin to get through, but high sugar levels allow less insulin through. Aish. But hang on a minute. Nitric oxide is one of the chemicals you have some control over. There are two principal ways nitric oxide is produced. Method 1 involves a special enzyme called nitric oxide synthetase enzyme, or eNOS for short. Method 2, it comes from your diet, and you can control what you eat. So, what should you eat? Well, it begins with vegetables, especially green leafy vegetables and beetroot. These are the veggies that are particularly high in nitrate. It is nitrate which gets turned into nitric oxide. It is quite a process. Most of the nitrate you eat ends up being excreted, but some of it is shipped off to your mouth, where the bacteria in your mouth convert it from nitrate to nitrite. It is this nitrite that gets turned into nitric oxide. And as long as your mouth bacteria are happy, this method of nitric oxide production is rather efficient. Scientists believe one serving of greens is enough to produce the same amount of nitric oxide as the enzyme system produces in 24 hours. Wow! So, if you are insulin resistant, help get that insulin delivered. Ensure you include foods high in nitrate in your diet on a regular basis. And sun exposure and exercise will also boost your nitric oxide levels, helping you create better body chemistry. For more tips and ideas to overcome insulin resistance, download our free report at www.betterbodychemistry.com and begin the journey to better body chemistry and better health. The advice is simple to follow and based on real science, not hype. Know someone who is insulin resistant? Share this video with them so they can improve insulin delivery. And if you enjoyed the video, be sure to subscribe to our channel so you catch future episodes of Better Body Chemistry TV. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Remember, small things can make a big difference to your health.